my name is Emma, and I have a really exciting announcement. So, before I tell you the announcement, I want to give you some backstory. So in 2014, I made a video called Sex in YA. In this video, I talked about how sex is depicted in young adult novels. And this came from a fascination about sex. I've always been very fascinated about sex and about the way that we talk about sex because sex education is pretty dismal in most of the world. And it's when we do get sex education, it comes from the media, and most of the time that sex education is very heteronormative, it's very ableist, it's like very one perspective. And it forces you to think that sex is just one thing, it forces you to think sex as like heteronormative, and it makes you think that virginity is a real thing. It makes you think lots of things, and it can be very difficult to come out of that sort of way that you were raised or the way that media or society thinks about sex. So, I've always been very interested in this, and as I've gotten older, my thoughts about it have gotten more complicated and have gotten more nuanced, and I'm learning and trying to learn more and more every day. So, in the spirit of this, me and my girl Emma from Drinking by My Shelf are going to start a book club called Girl Sex 101, where we're going to talk about sex in young adult novels, and sex and sexuality in young adult novels specifically. And it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be really fun. This whole idea was sprung from the fact that we read a book together called Diary of a Teenage Girl, which I mentioned in my last video, and that video had a very interesting, complex views of sex and sexuality, and it was a very nuanced portrayal, which we don't always get very much, especially with a female protagonist. So it's going to be really exciting, and I hope you guys join us. I'm going to link Emma's video down below because I think that it is probably better and more eloquent, but the first book we're going to read is in February, and that's If I Was Your Girl, and by Meredith Russo, and it's just going to be, yeah. And if you have any suggestions, please let us know. If you have suggestions of books that you think have interesting or diverse perspectives on sex or sexuality or both, please down below, or you have a book you think doesn't do it well, maybe we can talk about that. But I love your recommendations, as diverse as possible, because we want to have a broad range and a broad perspective. So anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye.